Coming up in the news, Grand Bahama Power experiencing its share of challenges. Farmercam Technologies breaking its silence on the recent layoffs. And local government district in the West issuing contracts for capital works.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Megan Shepard. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping the news, while residents in the nation's capital continue to reel from extended power outages, some consumers here on Grand Bahama can empathize as they are having the same experience, albeit with the shorter interruptions. Last night, it was lights out in several communities on Grand Bahama, but officials say it has nothing to do with load shedding. Jamila Mizik explains.
If you're a resident in any one of these areas, you may have experienced a power outage between the hours of 9 and 10 p.m. Well, Grand Bahama Power Company says that is only temporary. GBPC Director of Energy, Tony Seymour, explains.
On Sunday, engines at our generating facility experienced a fault, resulting in the lessening of our generation capacity at the plant. Our mechanics began working immediately to address the issue and restore the engines to operation. The fault reoccurred on Monday and Tuesday, and as a result, customers were impacted once again.
Seymour says GBPC is currently assessing the root cause of the mechanical issues, and mechanics continue to work to rectify the problem to bring generation capacity back to normal levels.
Grand Bahama Power Company sincerely apologizes to our customers on the island for the outages they have been experiencing over the past few days. We are working diligently to correct all of the issues.
But Seymour says those customers who have already been impacted should not have a reason to worry. Other customers, however, should be aware that they may be impacted.
Our intent, if we do need to impact customers, is to avoid shutting off the same areas repeatedly. So we will, if the need arises, we will try to keep certain areas on for as long as possible and ensure that you're not off for more than 90 minutes at a time if necessary. We are confident that we are able to provide reliable supply for the duration of the summer.
Now, Grand Bahama Power Company says in the event that there is a power outage, they will inform the public via their Facebook page of the areas expected to be impacted. Jamila Mizik, ZNS Network News.
Farmercam Technologies issuing a press statement on the layoffs taking place at the plant here in Grand Bahama's industrial sector. These terminations coming 3 years after the company broke ground for the construction of a multi-product manufacturing facility that was earmarked to cost them $120 million. Farmercam Technologies Grand Bahama Limited is currently expanding its multi-product manufacturing facility. In pursuance of this undertaking, Farmercam says that they hired more than 100 full-time and direct contract employees to complement its existing staff. And in addition to this, the project itself has over 130 Bahamian construction workers who are currently employed on the construction site. As a direct result of the construction project alone, some $61 million has been injected directly into the local economy, with potentially as much as another $37 million to be injected by the end of the project. Officials at the facility say that due to the unexpected increases in construction costs and delays in the construction schedule experienced to date, they regret that they had to make the difficult decision to reduce its current staff requirements by approximately 20%, which is 32 Bahamian full-time employees and direct contractors, and 11 non-Bahamian full-time employees. Such reductions are slated to be made during the period July through December 2019. Officials add that despite this reduction, the company will still inject some $25 million annually into the local economy by way of its ongoing operations. Company officials say they are satisfied that the new modern manufacturing plant, when completed, will help to pave the way for a sustainable future for this site and will fortify the continued contributions made by the company to the economy of Grand Bahama and the Bahamas at large. The statement concludes concludes that they are proud of their dedicated and highly technical trained staff, 90% of whom are Bahamians. They thank both former and active employees for their significant contributions to the success of Farmercam. In other news, scopes of works in the West beginning this week. The West Grand Bahama District Council receiving $30,000 from the Department of Local Government for small capital projects. The works were chosen based on the needs of the district. The council sought the expertise of the Ministry of Works in terms of preparing a scope of works and inspecting the projects. The projects include
a bus shelter in Pinders Point, construction of bleachers on Holmes Rock Park in Holmes Rock, construction of bleachers in Pinedale Park, and repairs and painting of bus shelters in Deadman's Reef, Poodle Bay, and West End.
Now, after the tendering process, these companies were awarded the contracts.
Pondside construction for the construction of the bus shelter in Pinders Point. New Beginnings investment for the construction of bleachers in Holmes Rock. Legacy Builders for the construction of bleachers on Pinedale Park, and Mr. Richard Williams for repairs and painting of bus shelters in Deadman's Reef, Poodle Bay, and West End. All of the contractors are reputable small businesses in West Grand Bahama, and we have every confidence that they would meet their contractual agreements and complete projects on time and in a professional manner.
The island of Abaco is in celebration mode as the countdown continues to the country's 46th anniversary of independence. Administrator for Central Abaco District, Maxine Duncombe, says activities are now in high gear.
On the 1st of July through the 5th, we will move the flags through the areas. We will have a small ceremony at Manawati, and where the flag would be hoisted, and then it would come back down, and then we would journey the flag on to Guanaki, and then on to Hopetown, and that flag will come back to Marsh Harbor on the 4th, and then on the 5th, the flag journeys to Spring City and throughout the mainland of Central Abaco. So we will move from Spring City on the 5th at 9 a.m. and then from 10 a.m. through Marsh Harbor, Dunderstown, Murphytown, and back to the Bahamas Government Complex.
Duncombe says the Independence festivities will pick up on July 7th.
On the 7th is our ecumenical church service, which begins at 3 p.m. at Friendship Mission Tabernacle in Dunderstown. And then on the 8th, we are going to have a fanfare that would be Pride and T-shirt Day. And that begins at 10 o'clock, ends at noon. And we will be entertained by the Royal Bahamas Police Pop and Marching Band. And then on the 9th of July at 7:30 is our cultural extravaganza and flag raising ceremony. And that is going to be at the AIC Park in Marsh Harbor. And so we're looking for all persons to come out and support our celebration. Again, we're going to have the police pop and marching band there, all uniform branches.
The Abaco Independence celebration will conclude on July 10th with an old-fashioned gospel concert at Bethany Gospel Church. In other news, a man who was injured in an accident on Sunday has died. Police say they were called to the East Sunrise Highway area early Sunday morning, where a pedestrian was struck by a black Honda Civic vehicle that failed to stop at a sign. At the scene, the victim, a 35-year-old man from Peru, was taken to the Rand Memorial Hospital. He succumbed to his injuries yesterday. The victim is believed to be an employee at the Grand Bahama shipyard. Meantime, police say they have since located the black Honda Civic vehicle involved in the accident, as well as the 26-year-old driver who is from Grand Bahama. Investigations are ongoing. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Don't go away. There's more news right after this break.